We're got a great show for you. We're going to move into that part of this show. Segment number one, we have, since 1998, Insights Marketing and Promotion has been specializing in corporate and sports events marketing to urban and professional consumer segments. Their clientele includes a plethora of who's who in the sporting and corporation world. And Insights is a double minority-owned firm and an MBE certified corporation. So please, without further ado, welcome its founder, Miss Keshia Walker, in the house. Welcome, Keshia.
Good evening. How are you?
I am fantastic, and thank you so much. Again, I'm blessed to have you here. We're blessed to have you here, and you're another one of my esteemed Florida A&M University graduates in the house.
Thank you.
I know everyone thinks that I purposely have FAMU on, but it's just, hey, we do a lot of achievement. I don't know what to tell them. Well, Keshia, I want to dive right in because I've got a couple things I want to get to ask you. What was your first experience in promotions you can remember professionally? I know that was way, way back in the day, but can you tell us when the bug first bit you?
Actually, it was while I was working at Procter & Gamble in Cincinnati, Ohio, and I started a company called Silver Wise Productions. We were actually producing a reception every other week to keep African-American professionals on at Procter & Gamble, and I actually got in, was during one of the events, a gentleman approached me from Sigma Americas, which is now the brands have gone to multiple different companies, but he asked me if he could pay me to put his logo on the invitation that I was sending out to get the African-American professionals out to the event. And I said, you want to pay me? And he's like, sure. He's like, I just want to set up a small area, give out some cocktails, have a couple ladies here. I said, great, no problem. And from there it evolved into him, him producing and work with us on major events, us doing trade shows, as well as different conventions and conferences for him, off-premise promotions and events. And actually, they're still a client to this very day. We've got some events coming up with them during next weekend in D.C. for the Nations Classic and in Atlanta for the Atlanta Classic, September 22nd to the 24th. So we still work. They've been a client for the past 13 years.
Wow, that is huge. I wonder if you could take us back circa 1993 and the inception of one of your productions, And Still We Rise Productions. You seized on an opportunity to do great things. Number one, have fun while you're doing it, and number two, make money while you're doing it. Both two great things most of us strive for. What allowed you to see the future of that company and how you knew there was something missing and you can do that?
And actually, I misspoke because that relationship with Sigma Americas actually started in 1993 in Cincinnati with Instill We Rise Productions. So it's actually been 18 years because they actually transitioned with me from Instill We Rise Productions over to my current company, Insights Marketing. But I think it was an opportunity for being able to produce quality events that reached the demographic that my clients were looking for. And then the opportunity presented itself, thank God for, larger and additional contracts and opportunities to do stuff outside of just the markets we were working in. Even when I moved from Cincinnati to Atlanta with Coca-Cola, I was still using Instill We Rise Productions, still doing events here locally, but then I started getting requests for events outside of Atlanta. And I was like, you know what, it may be time for me to pray and step out on faith and do this full time. So that's when the transition took place from Instill We Rise Productions to Insights Marketing. And I believe in doing and being the best in whatever I put forth and, trying to still work full time in corporate America and also run a small business. A lot of times I was having to make sacrifices and decide or choose between the two. So I was like, I'm going to pray over and move forward. So October of 98 became Insights Marketing, and Instill We Rise Productions became a part of my, small business history.
I was just talking to a friend of mine the other day who was in promotions also, and he was saying that everybody thinks they're a promotion expert now with the advent of social media. So I wanted to ask you, with that social media and the Internet, the way it's expanded so much, many people believe they are promoters. What does it really take to be a successful promoter in your line of business?
I would have to definitely say you've got to have professionalism, and you've got to be able to produce a high-quality event that has some great entertainment, whether it's good DJs, it's good hosts. You definitely got to have the right location, the right date and time. We've capitalized on being able to create events and activities around, key weekends, key games, everything from Essence, Kentucky Derby, the National Black NBA Conference, Super Bowl, the Pro Bowl game, All-Star games. So around weekends when you've got a large mass of people that are interested in and looking for and excited about doing something. And again, most importantly, it's being able to produce an event and delivering on what you can produce. A lot of people will advertise these days events or activities, and they don't deliver on what they're saying they're going to provide. Whether it's a buffet at a certain time or special cocktail prices or a certain entertainer or host, you got to deliver on the promises that you make in your advertising. Because if not, you'll lose that promoter fan base that you think you have if you don't meet and exceed the goals, expectations, and promises you're making to the guests and the consumers that you're reaching out to.